So the Lord gave me a bigger understanding, folks, of this whole thing. A lot of you are so selfish. A lot of you are so foolish to what's actually happening because you're not thinking about why this is happening. I saw something on YouTube. There was some lady who had a bunch of land and she thinks she was herding sheep or something commercially. See, all of this industry, all of this stuff y'all do, this the move and shake, the bullshit. It could be farming, it could be crops, it could be whatever you're doing, but the resources are being depleted because everything is about commodity. See what I'm saying? Natural things are about commodities. So I saw this person complain about the weather, not realizing that at any moment that weather could have been so severe that she could have lost everything in that moment. But I saw this lady say, Mother Earth needs to get her act together. Now I looked at Mother Earth and just looked at her. I was like, whoa. But and she brought another flood to this lady. But it could have been much worse. And the average one of you will say, I'm tired of this. The Lord is, but you don't understand. You're not even grabbing the bigger reality, a bigger understanding of why this is actually happening. The Lord has spoken this. It's been written in doctrines for thousands of years in various ways. You guys have read this and preached it, and you were the false prophets that he spoke of in the last days. All of this is already happening. You guys are, based on the dissemination of this information, you guys are waiting for certain things, and the end is coming in this fashion, right? The new society is coming, meaning the end to your current reality is over with. And that's about vibration. It's all technical. But you false prophets, you have read this for years that this is going to take place and this and that and that and that. And you're bearing witness to the reality of these things. And you still don't even equate that. So you talk about water. I saw another video. The guy was talking about, land burns and water burns and all this foolishness. And once again, he was disgusting me because I was looking at him talk about commodity. And I was just looking at Mother Earth. Once again, she's responsible for everything that's happening right now. She is in control. This is her, not you. So when you say she needs to get her act together, why are you saying that? You're saying that because on some level you reason that you want to grow your crops or you want to keep the bullshit going so you can get your covered with the governments or whatever and get your check or whatever. And where you are, by the way, is so cold that it's beyond zero, like I told you. I was trying to articulate that to y'all, that if you had zero on the scale, imagine cold going left of that scale. I mean, just as far as it can go, where you're so cold that your extremities fall off, like a joke or something. Like, that's serious. I told you this. Now, I'm with the Most High, and I am who I am, and this message is not about that. This message is about me bringing this to the society that has awakened to the reality of this. And he showed me last night that even he would save demoniacs. That's why I did the video before, but that was a warning. But this video is more particular to the bigger message. I mean, same message, but on a more generalized scale to the public. Even demoniacs, even those that were surveilling me, I did a sermon for them to make them understand that the Lord is real. And I think he was touching one person from their group. And that person probably kept a poker face because they can't let their commanding officers or the other assholes around them know that they're getting touched in their heart. God holds all that vibration. This is about negative energy, positive energy. The reset is merely from his technical vantage point because literally, we are all in the universe just a dust speck that he has smiled upon to give it life in all ways. The life is always him. He always holds all of the narrative because he is the life of it. So this is merely something technical from his vantage point, which he's shown me, by the way, in actual reality, that he's resetting, meaning that he's going to just put the negative energy back where it belongs so the balance can be reset. It's a technical thing for him. It's merely in his leisure of enjoying this life force that he has given life to. That you ego-fied people who think you're separate from him, like the lady or many people, like the spirit of Cain person I'm talking to, you don't realize his greatness where he holds it all, meaning he's already seen the story, wrote the story, right? From his vantage point, have seen these things. Now I worked on, I told you guys that I'm working on some stuff for him. And my whole purpose from the beginning was about this. He told me to do it. See, he touched my heart on that level. And I can recall somebody telling me, different people, telling me that they believe God blessed them too. See, they were in their ego. Yes, God may have blessed you, but it was for a purpose. He blessed you to give you a chance, because I didn't know you had the spirit of Cain until I saw certain things about this person manifest. And that's why I'm not talking to the person now, because I saw they had a spirit of Cain. They spoke a lot of crazy stuff and everything. But I want you guys to think about that for a minute. You have two farmers who live next door to each other. They're brothers or something. God blesses both of them, meaning they have these abundance of crops. One farmer gets a whole lot of crops in any type of fashion and any type of fruit that they want. The other farmer gets a lot of crops too, but not really like they want. But they get them anyway. They notice there's an abundance next door that they don't have. And they don't understand that the willingness, the relationship to God is the valuable thing. In other words, Abel would always give God the offering the most. He would always put God before everything, and that's why he had the most blessing. But see, Cain would do half-ass shit. Cain, and I can recall this person working on something, and they just didn't put their heart into it. If they felt like not doing it, they just would say, I don't feel like it today. And I would always say this, that this is important for this bigger thing, because I knew this was coming. They didn't have the spirit to really believe this was coming. And even right now, they believe that they're separate. They hold these things on a technical value for what? My perception that God blessed me with, the blessing that he gave me, is what my experience was to him. I stayed up many nights and labored on certain things that God wanted me to do, while this person may have snored or did whatever they did in their life, right? Didn't care for it. So they tried to steal his blessing on some level, just like Cain did Abel, by figuring out, technically take this stuff and this will uplift me somehow. The Lord knows who you are, right? Even in the way that you give him praise. I told you who he was from the beginning, and yes, he is that whoever you give praise to, he is that person too. That is the story as he manifested. But I'm trying to show you, you have the spirit of Cain where you are into the technicals. A lot of the doctrine you were in the beginning, this person has this kind of doctrine where they're more into the technicals of something versus the actuals. The blessing that came from God came to me. The sun actually came to me in physical. The moon actually came to me in physical. The earth actually came to me in physical, because the Most High had already had this plan when he came to me. He unlocked it. You were only unlocked for you to get this opportunity. But and that's how he showed me that he would do this for general man, which is why I'm really talking in this video to the general guy, the general person, the agent, surveilling me, or whoever these people may be, demoniacs in society. You're not separate from God. God can provide you abundance of everything, but you're going to listen to his will and his way. Why? Because his way has already been spoken for. See, you don't realize that God is beyond some bullshit string theory of your mind. He is the beginning and the end of the story. He is literally giving life to a dust speck, watching the dust speck, experiencing the dust speck, and being separate from it at the same time. That is great power. Meaning that he knows everything. He knows what you did and everything. When you have that spirit, and I saw this spirit come over this person, it was like a child. The narcissists have a childish spirit. The devil was childish, folks. He was jealous of God because he was foolish. He was so jealous, just like a narcissist. That's why I said demoniacs and narcissists are the same. Narcissists are literally living human products of demoniacs that take them over for whatever reason, their spirit. So you don't want to give up your land because you have something, not realizing the Lord has already saw your demise or taken it back from you, and you don't know that. It's the same storyline. If you were blessed by God at all, it was for a specific reason. And I would always tell that particular person who took something from me, I would tell them that you were blessed with this opportunity for a reason. It's not about, oh, look at the duties, or look at this, or look at that. In the miracles you were being shown for you just to be happy. If you're being shown a miracle, surely the Lord can do everything that he's doing right now. Now think about this. The Lord is with me. Yes, he is. Think about everything I have spoken on and everything that's transpired precisely when I have spoken on these things. And there are more things to come, folks. That's why I'm telling you, this is your last ditch chance. But to that person too, you're not separate from the Lord on any level where he knows what you have done. Literally, how do you think I know this? Because the Lord put the spirit on my heart in every way to know exactly what was done. And I was so angry and bitter that I was going to call for something on you. And then the Lord, before he let me do that, because it would have happened, he calmed me down and showed me this whole storyline. He wrote this story. This is the narrative he wrote in the story for you to betray me or something or do whatever you did. I don't know why. I don't care why you did it. That was your spirit. I'm telling you right now that you will return this ain't even a narc game. Every fucking thing that you took that's relative to my experience and my intimacy with God. See, God is literally in family with me. And he literally did this. This is our experience. Everything you look at is what I was trying to explain to you in that situation. If he showed you something in your walk, then that was something you were supposed to work on. But you didn't have time for it. You had time for everything else. You put your spirit into the society of man that he's destroying in your fucking face. Right? So you didn't value him the way Cain didn't value him. You see what I'm trying to explain to you? Abel did a little bit more. That's why he had a little bit more ability versus you not doing enough. And that's why you couldn't or you can't. Do you see, Cain? This is how this works. So I'm not here to ridicule you or anything or play a game. I'm here to really tell you that person. I'm going to get back to the general people. And really the message is the same because the spirit is the same. That person has the same spirit a lot of people have. Don't care about if you're going to sit in your narc mind and play a game and say, I didn't do anything. The Lord saw every aspect of what you did. I know to the core everything. Can see physically what you did take from me, but actually know from God touching my heart. The reason why I'm talking to you, because I'm serious. He told me he was going to show me something this morning. He showed me miracle after miracle last night. Right? Because I was in anguish. I was angry. I mean, Lord, I was so angry. You know I was angry. But the Lord showed me that he is in control of this whole situation. You are, and all of y'all, he's in control of all of y'all narratives. I'm serious. It's that great. He's that great. You're watching this thing get tore up, which is Mother Earth's hand, turn it up for a new society and a new reality with higher vibration that does not have the Cain spirit. Those of you who are on the fence in your vibration, this is your last ditch effort. When you say things that give man the bigger authority, or when you believe more in man, where you're upset because God is bringing wrath, that means you've never known he was going to bring it. That means you think you're doing the right thing and don't even realize that you're doing completely wrong, evil things. And this is why he's doing this. You don't have a choice in the story because it's already been written. See, he's shown me this. This is real reality. So for that person, you guys have that same spirit where, all my life I saw these fucking foes in different ways. They would come around, they would turn on you, they would do stuff, and you would be like, what is wrong with them? But they have that spirit. It's not really about race at this point because that's something we made up. That's a construct. We're all descended from one specific race that brought the human race, is what I say on that level. But all of us are descendants of these people. And if you have the vibration or you don't, meaning you're more inclined and based on your actions and who you embody to be these Noah spirits or be the positive spirits. So some of you are in the middle where you're given a chance where you can see the logic of what I'm saying, just like some of these agents or something. And they will know the Lord is real because he's that great. He can raise them up. He can take their negative energy and make it go higher. He can do whatever he wants. It's not written in his stone for him. He makes the stone. He is the stone. Oh. So the Lord showed me that in my anguish, he's in control of everything. Imagine you're driving in the car. You heard them say God is your co-pilot. You're driving the car and God is sitting on the passenger seat. And you have your seatbelt on and he's just sitting in the passenger seat driving with you, right? And then God looks at you and says, I think I can take it from here. And you say, no, I got it. But then you look down at the steering wheel and you realize the whole entire steering wheel you're driving is actually his hands. You don't see anything but his hands that you're driving. And then you look closer and your hands are his hands on the steering wheel. So then you go, what? And you look in the rear view mirror and the side mirror and you notice he's the fucking car that you're driving in. Right? So at that point, once God says, I take over here, if you don't let him take the wheel, aren't you the fucking fool? When he's shown you that he is the whole story. He's even the road you're driving on. Right? The to and fro traffic, the whole thing, he's the whole thing. You cannot escape God on any level. You cannot escape the reckoning. You cannot escape things that you have done that you have not looked in your own mirrors. You know, this message is tailored just for that one specific person, but it's such a great message in this whole reality of things, because this is that story playing out again, but not to that story, but the example playing out for him to show me this spirit, good energy, bad energy. You know, not saying that the person is bad or not, but I'm saying that that spirit of negative energy came over them, and they literally took something that did not belong to them. And this has been done on bigger levels in society. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all with religion, with everything. You cannot steal someone else's blessing. And if you think you can, you're a narcissist, because you're not reasoning the reality of it. You know, my relationship to God is literally what he blessed me with. He holds my life and everything's life. So if he shows himself to you, if he comes to you in spirit, in real life, and gives you real technical, physical things that he's doing in your face, that means that he can lay hands on you. That means he's showing you his greatness. If you think that something that he produced is greater than him, you are a fucking fool. And that's how a lot of your minds work, because you have a spirit of Cain. Right? So that's what I'm trying to explain to you about what happened. This person saw all of the works and fruits that God had given me personally, right? How does one take something from me? This is not a fucking school project or some game. This is about reckoning. I said this from day one, that I had to do this because it's relative to the greater society that's coming, all of this great stuff. Imagine someone being around you and not really taking that serious. And the average person, that's why I don't like any of you people, because I realize the average person is spiritually flat-footed on a level where they can see how great God is in physical, but they will not bow to him or give him the credit of his greatness. Right? You're supposed to relish the fact that God has blessed you. If God comes and touches you, whatever he shows you is your experience and your intimate relationship to him. That is your work that you are bringing forth. If you're not doing anything relative to the new thing that's coming, that means that you don't really care about it. So why would you take something? See, God knows what you took. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. I don't want to make this about that person, but it is. It's about all of y'all on the same level in different ways. Same thing as that person. You took something for what? For your ego? What are you going to do with it when God brings the ceiling down to your head? When God fucking destroys this society, where are you going to show it at to make it relevant for you? See, the specialness of that was, that's my family. That is my interpersonal relationship to him. The works that I produced were my relationship through him touching me. How can you take that? How can you steal that without knowing that he's watching you? But just like Cain murdered Abel in front of who? Who was watching Cain murder Abel? Who saw it? Who did Cain kill Abel in front of and then try to hide it in front of God when God is holding the whole story? God said, Cain, where's Abel? God knows what Cain did with Abel. Do you see what I'm trying to explain to you? And when you stealing from me, it's exactly like that. You can tell yourself, oh, I didn't do it. You can come with crazy stuff in your mind, but God doesn't have time for narcissism on any level, right? I am that person. You know I am. You will face his wrath like you have never seen on every level if you do not bring back what you took from me. And just like bigger society, the Lord is taking back. You see how he's doing this? You don't have a choice in this. It works like that, folks. He is real, folks. You are witnessing his hand, folks, day to day. I could tell you something right now and it would occur because it's the reality of his hand, folks. You're not going to write your own narratives because your ego says, I want to do this and I'm uncomfortable in selling this and doing this and sucking the land drive this or doing that. That commodity shit is done. There's abundance and he's going to bring it to us. You understand? So there will be more developments, but I had to, he touched me on so many levels. I mean, he gave me miracle after miracle in real time last night. Just to show me, don't you know I'm God? Haven't I been with you all this time? Don't I keep doing stuff for you in your face and you still think it's a joke? You still are doubting? And I laughed and I said, Lord, you're right. You are so great that you have seen all of this. And so I know that everything will be returned to me. I do know that because he is already writing the narrative. He already has seen this. This has been written in. That person, if they're not aware that God is greater, then why are they even keeping the books? What is the value of the books if they know that God is real, but then they don't believe he's real enough to do something about it? See what I'm saying? How fragmenting, that's called being crazy. You're seeing one thing and dealing with one thing and trying to tell yourself something else for your own ego. A lot of you had the spirit of Cain. That person, you embellished the spirit of Cain at that moment. Don't know why you did it, but that's what you did. You will return every single article to me in a very short time. And I'm not going to tell you the time frame just to be funny, to show you that this is real. You're not blessed on that level. God gave you an opportunity to experience that. I am blessed. I am in family with God, literally. So I'm trying to explain to you that whatever you took does not empower you on any level. It just means you're a thief. God is going to consider you a thief, right? Now, you know how he manifested here, and he's still him. Vishnu does not change. He's still Harry. He's still who he is, right? So when you look in the mirror and you give him praise or you say this or that, he's still him looking at you. He still knows the stain on your hands of what you did. You maliciously in your heart stole something from me that you know did not belong to you. The value to me is my intimate relationship to him. This is about my love for him. Why do you think I was doing it? You were not putting the time in I was. You didn't care. Many times I would lecture you about why this is not a joke. Remember? Why this is real as it is, right? You see what I'm saying? Now it's actually transpiring in your face and you see it's real, but you're still going to play a game, right? You will return every article that you took, and it's not a joke, right? I'm serious. In a short time frame, you will return. You better figure out how to do this, but it better be returned, or you will face wrath because the Lord is not going to play with you, right? This is reckoning. Remember, I'm bringing you message that he wanted me to bring. He gave me the miracle this morning, so I know this is all spot on, just like he said he would do, right? Now watch in real time. Have I been wrong about anything else I said? If I'm telling you this, then you better take heed to what I'm saying. It's not necessarily a threat. God holds us all. You should have enough sense. You particularly should have enough sense to know that God is really real on that level, right? So, folks, this is your last ditch effort. I'm going to make this short. I'm going to cut this off. Y'all get right with God. Give him praise. His name is Vishnu, folks. Harry, folks. I give you praise, Lord. I thank you. I devote this work, Lord. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I'm blessed. And we'll continue your work in the new society. Y'all will see my face again. But if that person doesn't return on their things, they won't have any value for anything they took because they won't be in the new society. Y'all don't get it. And neither will you guys. Next video.